Getting into adventure riding, building confidence is like building a muscle. You've got to stress it in order to build it. However, push it too far and you're likely to set yourself back. So here's 5 things that I found that gave me that balance to make me feel more comfortable and more confident on the bike. So a big unlock for me is not just standing up on the bike, but it's getting forward. So I found that I had to be a lot more forward than I thought I did, and it feels almost silly how far forward you've got to be. But of course you've got momentum, acceleration, forward movement pushing you backwards. So you've got to equal that out by leaning forward. So sometimes I can even be right over the windscreen, particularly if you're going uphill and accelerating. Now, being nice and forward and balanced on the bike means that when you hit obstacles like this, you're just going over them, just letting suspension do its thing, and your job is just to find the right speed. Now, in bits like this, it's muddy. It's not about going through it at full blast. It's about just keeping moving forward. This little input into the controls as possible to not scare the bike into doing something wrong. This is a surprising thing that really unlocks some confidence, because it means that you're just touching the handlebars. You don't have to be holding on tight. You're just allowing them to control it nice and easy. So that feels a lot more comfortable, but it also unlocks a second point. There's this concept of be at one with the machine. You actually want to disconnect from the bike. I found as soon as I sort of saw it as 2 different objects, me doing one thing and the bike doing a different thing, it really made everything a lot easier. So allowing the bike to move around underneath me, both up and down as well as side to side, meant that again I could have a much better control of the controls, and also it meant that I can get on with my job of being strategic and deciding where to position the bike and where's the best side to be on, etc., and let the bike get on with its job of absorbing all the bumps. So a big unlock for me this year was putting more trust into this big 21-inch wheel and long suspension travel. This means that we can hit bumps that are upwards of around here, and that's a pretty sizable impact, and the suspension on the wheel will just cop it and keep going. It's actually quite surprising how much they can deal with. The problem I see a lot of people do is they lower their bikes in order to feel more confident by getting their feet closer to the ground when they want to stop. Problem is, you're compromising your bike's ability to actually deal with the terrain, which can make you feel less confident. Plus, actually putting your feet on the ground may not be a good thing. Now, this one is probably the biggest one that I've managed to adapt to this year, which was to let go of the mindset, as long as I can stop, I'll be okay. And there's plenty of times where having that mindset meant I was going too slow, and that actually caused me to fall over. Abercrombie was a perfect example. Instead, I switched that mindset to having an intent to keep going and just carry that momentum, because that is the thing that's going to keep you upright. So muddy sections like this are a perfect example. What you want to do is just keep your eye on the prize on the other side, let the bike move around underneath you, let it do its thing. Don't overthink it. As soon as you start throwing brakes into that equation, things are going to get messy. Now, of course, a big thing that's going to unlock your confidence is to push yourself outside of your comfort zone. And obviously, you just want to be, each ride that you're going on, just being that little bit outside of your comfort zone, working that muscle. Every time I did something tricky, of course, it would stick with you, and then you'd feel like you're ready for the next step. Doesn't mean going flat out, doesn't mean going way beyond your capabilities. It means just pushing yourself just a little bit outside of your comfort zone, approaching a little more challenging terrain from what you've done previously. So those 5 things really shifted my mindset this year and made me feel like a much better rider. So hopefully you can try them out and see how you go, but just remember, you're more capable than you think you are.